Hello everyone. As you all know, this video has been made to speak about 5G mobile communication. In the earlier video, I have given a small introduction about what we are going to discuss in this video, right? There are sequence of videos, series of videos. Each of them will be having their opinions and ideas, technology about 5G communication in further classes. In this video, we will be speaking about multiple things. One of that is the generation, how the mobile communication or the generation of mobile communication has come up. From the generation 1 or 1G communication system, whatever we call, till this 5G communication, we speak about it here. With respect to this 5G communication, we have got multiple ideas, advantages, applications where we use 5G communication technology, right? That is very much important. So initially we are supposed to speak about the requirements of 5G, what 5G should be, how it should be and all that. So first of all we will try to know what all the things that we have in 5G network. So 5G should have all these things that are there in the below. One of the thing is that it should be able to connect to people and things. Means what? Earlier days, all the other generations, whatever we saw, used to connect only people through voice calls, then comes SMS, then data services, a lot of things happen. Today we have technology giving way in a very different way to connect human with things like your mobile phone, iPad, laptops, and many things, right? Then we will also speak about the requirement of or the need in 5G to have critical and massive machinery connectivity. This is to implement um, automation. So today we see that AI, automation, machine learning, all these things are coming up. For that, machines should communicate between each other. So that should happen means we need to have a better connectivity, and 5G will promise to give all those things. The next thing is that spectrum bands. Earlier technologies had only specified single spectrum band for communication, whereas in this 5G technology we come up with multiple bands. So there are different two spectrums for communication. Then mobility and security. So mobility is always important. We have seen that in the lower technologies like 2G, 2.5G, you people would have experienced only 2G, 2.5G, 3G, that's all. It may not be 1G. Even I have not seen 1G. So 2G, 2.5G, when you have your mobile network showing like G or 2.5G, 2.5 or Edge, something like that, then you would have experienced lower mobility. That means if you're traveling at a high speed, then your call may not be having proper connectivity and your data connection will not be proper, right? So that can be overcome by using this 5G. So we are improving 5G to a better mobility. So we will see that mobility also, what level the mobility is and all that. Security is much important. When it comes to data, security is always important, right? Then integration of content distribution via internet. So we have been seeing that voice communication started with analog communication. Later on, we have seen data communication in your 4G, whatever that we are using today, we call it as LTE. So complete communication is happening with data communication, right? So we need to know all those things. That is important. Then comes processing and storage at the network. Here, the processor must have the communication to store the data in some specified place. So if it is saving it in network edge, then communication and their connections could happen at a faster rate. Right? For that reason, we need to have. Then comes software defined networking. So this software defined networking will help us in improving the overall communication by implementing fast rate switching and packet switching in an improved manner, and all that can be implemented, and network virtualization can also be implemented, right? So these are the important things that we should know about 5G network. Then comes the application. So in the earlier, this is about the revolution that happened in industries. In the first revolution of first industrial revolution, we saw only services with respect to mass communication, maybe like your railways, bus transportation, and all that. Then the second revolution gave way for personal development and all that. The third one was for construction, so which we all have seen for a very long time. And then we saw the fourth generation, that what we are here today, which will be speaking completely about the fastest growing thing. That is nothing but your uh, communication or smartness, having smart communication with equipment for a betterment of industrialization. So we are able to control equipments from a very long distance through your just simple mobile phones or your desktops, right? So that is the specialty we have. So then we have the growth, the change. So we will try to see about all those things in this video, which will actually speak completely about the generation. So this evolution has happened from a lower generation, that is 1G, to an extent of 5G, right? So 1G came up with complete analog standards. We never had any digital standards in that. But 2G network, when 2G network came in, we were able to implement digital communication. So all your analog voice communication and all those things were pushed in terms of digital signals, and then it was transmitted to different levels, right? So this change happened for us. Then comes the technological change, that is nothing but your 2.5G. The 2.5G gave way for many different ideas, specifically about the data packets. So we were able to use data packets, and we were able to introduce GPRS. So we all have seen GPRS, right? Slowest rate of internet, wherein we saw very limited amount of data rate and all that we saw. So that was our GPRS. So then we have seen 3G. So 3G gave way for improvements in communication and data rates, and we also saw the CDMA 2000 to be implemented. We saw combined technology of CDMA, TDMA, that is time division CDMA and all that. And then IMT 2000 standard was introduced during those days. Then we also saw that the 3GPP project was also initiated during that day, right? So these things actually gave an extra implementation towards the growth of the communication network. We all saw that there was a change in the change that happened with respect to the change that we saw with respect to the growth, and all those things also happened. So then 3.5G, we saw that high speed packet data transfer and all that. And later we saw the 3.7G, wherein LTE was initiated. So we did not have LTE completely, but LTE was initiated during those days, right? So then comes the idea of 4G network, that is your Vivo LTE. The Vivo LTE was able to give voice over LTE. So we have seen like WhatsApp audio call and all those were like voice over internet, and that was changed to Vivo LTE, and we see the same kind of technology in our regular communication also. Then 5G comes with two different things. One is 3GPP standards, the other one is IEEE standards. Both standards are included in 5G. So these are the different logos and different ideas that are implemented or included with respect to all the change in the technology. So you can observe that GSM, then UMTS was nothing but your 3G network, then HSPA plus was your 3.5G network, then LTE was your 4G network. So we have seen a lot of different things there. So which actually speaks about your bandwidth, the overall data rate, and then round trip time, that is the overall communicating time that we can see from one side to another side. All these things can be seen. So that change has happened. Then comes your idea about the technical things. Then we see the important thing, that is where all 5G is important in the Indian economy. 5G has been a very important parameter for our Indian economical growth. So we are able to bring in a lot of automations in any different field nowadays. So when I say automation, we need something that is very much important for communication. So this can happen here. Definitely, we can even always depend on the self that the communication or 5G network will give us a very better change in the growth with respect to Indian economy. You can see multiple applications that have been listed here, and like agriculture, we are able to control watering the plant or knowing the humidity of the ground, and all those things can be known sitting at one floor. Automobile, so vehicular area network is one of the very booming thing that is coming up. Then we have seen like construction and building, knowing the quality of construction, for how long the building would sustain, all those things can be known. Then energy and utilities. So we are able to reduce man getting into very complex situations. We are able to send robots, drones to control many of the operations and all that. Finance and banking, ATM, net banking, UPI, so many things are there. Health, so understanding the level of health of different patients, and be able to communicate to doctors who are there in different places, the experts, so all that can happen. Manufacturing for automation, so making the large production and all that. In media for transmission of information, important information I could say. Then public safety, so for many public safety importance, we need that. And then retail and customer for your regular usage, right? Retail shops and all that. Transportation, to understand how the transportation is happening, like to give a earlier information about the transportation available, and all those things can be done. So and many different things, right? So these are the things that we are supposed to learn about the introduction to 5G networks. So in the coming classes, we will be able to understand still more things about 5G networks. Hope you have understood something from this video. Thank you so much. Thank you.